Welcome to Coyote Meadows, our name for a proposed new park on 50 acres of undeveloped city-owned land. The Coyote Meadows Coalition, a group of local volunteers, has been holding community workshops and giving on-site tours to collect ideas, thanks to a grant from the Santa Clara Valley Open Space Authority. This video shows off the site and some of the ideas. Coyote Meadows is close to downtown on the Coyote Creek between Story Road and I-280. Coyote Meadows connects with neighboring Olander and Kelly parks, which, taken together, could become a grand park. Coyote Meadows will be a key segment of the Coyote Creek Trail, which will run from Morgan Hill to Fremont. Coyote Meadows is also at the junction of the Three Creeks Trail and the Five Wounds Trail, which will connect to BART and also will help the Bay Area Ridge Trail bypass a challenging stretch of the Coyote. Coyote Meadows is bounded by a freeway, a roadway embankment, and neighboring development, so vehicle access to the site is limited. There are, however, a number of existing and potential trail access points. Coyote Meadows has several defining features: the Coyote Creek, an array of radio antenna towers, the grade of the Western Pacific Railroad, including an old wooden train trestle, and a large capped landfill on what had once been the clay pit for the Remillard brickyard. These features create a number of distinct zones within the park, each with its own set of constraints and its own possibilities and opportunities. The Coyote Creek runs the length and width of the site. Most of the year, the Coyote is a small stream, shallow enough to cross on stepping stones, but it can also become quite wide and deep during heavy rains. The creek is lined with riparian habitat, the natural vegetation native along our local streams and creeks that is so important to our local native fish and wildlife. Riparian corridors are sensitive habitats that need to be respected and protected. The riparian habitat includes a large expanse of lowlands near Story Road. This area is somewhat isolated below the grade of the adjacent street and thus out of sight. It became home to a large encampment of the homeless. The residents caused extensive damage to the environment, and most have now been moved to transitional housing. Proper public activation of the area can help discourage their return. Possibilities could include nature trails and picnic areas, or maybe summer day camps. Perhaps this area could be better connected to Kelly Park by trail or walkway to enable an expansion of the nearby Happy Hollow Zoo. The city's plans for the Coyote Creek Trail are to cross Story Road at grade at a signalized intersection, and then will run along the creek along an existing service road outside of any sensitive habitat. Heading west and north, the trail will cross beneath the Coyote Creek Trestle, which once carried to market the fruit and canned goods from the Valley of Heart's Delight. The trestle was built by Western Pacific in the 1920s and is 260 feet long and 35 feet tall. Following the creek trail north brings us to the second major park feature, an array of radio towers. These towers are on land leased from the city, and the lease expires in about 1 year. The antennas serve a local community, and relocating the towers would be problematical. Their placement has been optimized for their federally granted service area. The towers themselves are not a problem, but their supporting guy wires are. The station owners have offered to replace the towers with self-supporting unipoles with no guy wires. The land around the antennas does flood on occasion, but it could be used for various passive issues, Tai Chi perhaps, or a nature or cultural garden. If we can get an easement from the Santa Clara Valley Water District, we could have a bike pedestrian bridge cross from 12th Street and Martha to here, thereby giving park access to the nearby residents of Spartan Keys. The former Western Pacific Railroad is the third defining feature of the park. Starting at the corner of Story and Center Roads, there is nearly an acre of solid flat land there, one of the few areas readily accessible to public vehicles, a great entrance and parking area. The eastern edge of this area has a bluff overlooking the riparian lowlands, perhaps a site for a visitor center with restrooms and an overlook. Following the former tracks north, we cross over the Coyote Creek Trestle, which is readily adaptable to provide trail access to the park and connectivity to the trail network. Just north of the trestle, a trail down the slope provides connection to the Coyote Creek Trail below. Continuing north, the future Five Woods Trail could weave or run straight and level along the former railroad grade, above the flood-prone antenna array and beneath the towering landfill. At the northern edge, the freeway has an overcrossing for the former railroad and rail sidings. This is a large and unique area sheltered beneath 10 lanes of traffic, a location perhaps for a skateboard park or remote control vehicle racing. Any noise would be masked by the freeway overhead. The fourth main park feature is the former landfill, 40 feet high and over a third of a mile long. The landfill does have its challenges, but it also offers some great opportunities. It has great views of downtown, and it has great visibility from the freeway. Besides being an overlook of downtown, perhaps it could become a sculpture garden. Perhaps the Art Commission could curate a display of Burning Man artwork, or maybe recreate San Jose's famous light tower here. And then there's the edge of the landfill. Most of San Jose parks are flat, but the ledge-fill edge has an impressive slope. A number of possibilities have been suggested, including stairways for climbing. Get your exercise without disturbing the residents of Communication Hill. Slides and large climbing structures built right into the sides of the slope. A BMX or dirt bike circuit course around the perimeter, serpentining up and down the slopes as it circles the landfill. Maybe even a zip line. The site has a history as well. It was once the Remillard brickyard, and the landfill is now where the clay for the bricks was once mined. The nearby Ashworth Remillard house on Story Road was the family home. Maybe we can connect the historic house in the narrative of Coyote Meadows. We have collected a wealth of other ideas as well. This video was designed to give you a quick overview of the site and to suggest a few of the possibilities. For more information, please see www.coyotemeadowssj.org. Thank you.